Very good morning to all the participants who have joined us for the Expert Guidance and Career Opportunities webinar on emerging technologies. Throughout this two sessions, we would be covering technologies like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, blockchain, and data science. And to start this webinar, let me just put out our thought behind organizing this. And on this auspicious and very relevant day of World Youth Skills Day 2021, 15 July, we have thought that why not we should motivate and explain the new horizon of advanced and emerging technologies and the career opportunities around it to the freshers of science graduates, B-Tech and engineering graduates of different domains, and those also the M-Tech graduates or who are already working in some fields, but they want to switch to advanced technologies like AI and blockchain. So that was the very objective of this program, where experts of different domains from different tech giants like NVIDIA, IBM, the cybersecurity chief officer of two companies would be joining us. So these major tech giants would be coming in this webinar to explain you about the trends around certain technologies and the career opportunities around it. So C-DAC being a major player in R&D and education and training who works around AI, IoT, data science, blockchain, and cybersecurity, we also feel our responsibility to make you all aware about these technologies. So starting the today's talk of emerging technologies and career opportunities around it, we have with us Mr. Aditya Kumar Sinha, Director C-DAC Patna. Just to briefly tell about sir, he has served more than 27 years of experience already he has in research and development in different technologies, and also his major forte is education and training. He has designed multiple courses of B-Tech, M-Tech, and different high-level end courses for institutes and universities in India, across the world, and also the major backbone of India and C-DAC, that is ACTS. So if you are aware about ACTS, it is an organization, it is a group of C-DAC Pune who works towards generating a high-skilled manpower, not only for C-DAC, but for across different IT organizations and across all the countries. And that is the result that we can see around 350 plus recruiters visit our campus for recruiting the manpower we are generating each session. And each year we organized 2 sessions, and each session we have around 6,500 candidates. So from last 15 years, sir has served as a major pillar and the backbone of ACTS, where he has time and again, he has inceptionalized new courses, which was a need of the hour to let us, the society, know the power of technology and also empower the youth who were graduating from different B-Tech universities, B-Tech colleges. So we welcome you, sir, to kindly enlighten us and guide us about different technologies in this scenario, and also make us aware about the career opportunities around it. Over to you, sir.
So, good morning, friends, and welcome to this 2 days program, which has been organized on this day. And I am representing C-DAC, and C-DAC, as you all know, is a premier R&D organization of Government of India under the Ministry of Electronics and IT. And we are considered as a supercomputing organization. At the same time, working in almost all the advanced technologies or the emerging technologies and building solutions for the nation. In last 30 years, we have created many applications for the national interest and supported the journey of India to become superpower in IT. All these knowledges accumulated in research and development are converted into multiple courses and delivered through Advanced Computing School of C-DAC. Almost 3 lakhs of aspirants have been trained till date and working in ICT industry with a good position. They are doing very good. You go to any IT industry, you have the people trained from C-DAC are occupying very good position. So these are some of the courses which has been announced and which has been running since years. in C-DAC. C-DAC is delivering this quality education since last 28 years and shaping the career of young aspirants willing to create mark in the ICT industry. Somehow, students of this region, I'm talking about Eastern region, Pakistan as a whole, has not got much benefit out of these arrangements. So C-DAC has established its footprint by setting up 12th Research and Development Lab in Patna to work in the advanced and emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, cyber security, data analytics, robotics, blockchain, and other emerging areas. We have also established a training setup, but right now we are only running two courses. We are offering two courses, one being this PG Diploma in Artificial Intelligence called PGDAI and Postgraduate Diploma in Internet of Things called PGDIoT. However, we have two authorized training centers in Patna. They are offering a course on Postgraduate Diploma in Advanced Computing, which is PG, very popularly known as PG-DAC, a flagship program of C-DAC. This time, C-DAC Kolkata has started offering a new course. Apart from the other courses on PG-DPTA or PG-DAC, they have started a new course in PG Diploma in Robotics and Allied Technologies. So many opportunities have emerged in this region itself, and you have the opportunity to grab this these programs, 6 months program, 900-hour programs. You have to crack entrance examination, and then you have to take admission here. And I am sure that once you take a decision to be the part of this C-DAC training journey, then certainly it's going to help you out in your career. And the best part of that this time that you don't have to go for placement to Bangalore, Noida, Hyderabad, or Pune for that sake, or Mumbai. Patna is now been established as a new region of common campus placement program. Most of the major recruiters have shown their willingness to visit Patna to recruit quality manpower trained in this region. That is one of the biggest opportunities which is emerging out today. And so on this occasion of today, the World Youth Skill Day. So on this occasion, C-DAC Patna has organized a 2-day webinar on expert guidance and career opportunities on emerging technologies. And you are participating in that particular program. So as a part of this today's program, we have a panel of experts talking on opportunities in emerging technologies. All of them are seasoned professionals and work through all the waves of ICT development. They themselves are recruiters and help their thousands of aspirants to find their destinations in the ICT world. Let us listen to them and sharpen our focus and find ways to align your career goal to work on advanced and emerging technologies. So welcome again and all the best for setting your career goal in ICT and positioning yourself to work on the high-end technologies. And I am hopeful that this would be going to be greatly helpful to all of you who would like to have aspiration to work in the ICT industry on the high-end technologies. And even if you will not be able to have, you have some questionnaires, something ideas may not be able to answer today. So we are here at Patna at this command tower, 14th floor. So you can anytime you can drop in here. We'll be able to help you out to understand more on the technologies what we're offering, the kind of courses what we're offering. You can, for that sake, you can go and visit to any of the C-DAC centers across the country and have some kind of input, some kind of knowledge how we are delivering these training programs. Okay, so all the best once again, and my team is available there. We have along with the experts for any queries. You raise your hand and you'll be answered. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your thought. As sir said, we would be starting now the technical session, and what would be the best technology then to start with artificial intelligence. And now we have Mr. Amol Dhonse from IBM, and he's an expert. He's also associated with C-DAC from last many years as an industry expert and mentor for different projects. And sir is a STSM and Chief Architect for as a part of Digital Technology Labs, ISL. He is a IBM Senior Certified Solution Architect, and he's also an IBM Master Inventor. And he has filed more than 50 patents in areas such as cognitive, artificial intelligence, cloud, big data, and IoT. It is an honor to have you as an expert speaker on AI, sir. Over to you.
Thanks, Saket. Good morning, everyone. And I would like to thank Aditya sir, Saket, for providing me this opportunity where I can talk about the emerging trends. There are multiple sectors. So, like manufacturing, advertisement, be it semiconductors, consumers, all these sectors are heavily investing in AI. But if we look at the percentage is still very, very low. So there is a huge opportunity wherein these sectors are going to invest in AI. Uh, so if we look at the market trend, the AI market growth from 2015 to 2019 was around 270%. And by 226, AI market is going to be around 300 billion from an growth perspective. So if we look at this, there is a huge potential that AI is going to provide for anyone and everyone. And one of the country that everybody is looking at is India, wherein there would be different jobs or different job opportunities that would be available. So when we talk about job opportunities in the AI space, I would say there are a number of opportunity. So the first one, I would say the opportunity is in terms of a research scientist, wherein a person who is able to distinguish between different data sets, data model, and able to predict, analyze that. Uh, so that's one opportunity that is at a very top of the pyramid, wherein like researching in the AI technologies and coming up with new areas, new innovation. The second opportunity is for a data and machine engineer. So, if we look at the journey of AI or a ladder of AI, there are 4 or 5 areas of that particular ladder. The first, I would say, pillar is data aggregation or data organization, where this data engineer is going to play a very significant role. Uh, the second pillar is data organization, wherein again the engineer is going to come into picture. The third ladder or third step of the AI ladder is a data analyst or data analysis, where and maybe identify features of that particular data set, where AI data analyst is going to come into picture. The fourth pillar of this ladder is wherein someone is trying to build the machine learning models or AI model, and that's where a data scientist role is going to be important. Now, if we look at it, out of these 4 roles, 3 roles I would say are technical, and one role is I would say semi-technical, wherein a data analyst, we used to have something like a business analyst. So a data analyst is going to be on the similar lines, wherein the data analyst needs to know tools like Tableau, R, where visualization can be built. But at the same point of time, the focus would be more on the business or domain knowledge. So research scientist, data and machine engineer, and data scientist are the one who would play an important role in the AI industry. But if you look at the other paradigm, like from a non-technical perspective, uh, uh, data analyst is also going to play an important role. uh, the next role that is going to be important is AI product manager. So we are seeing a lot of products in the market. You might have heard about Zomato, and Zomato is a big company. There is an IPO of Zomato that is getting released. So there needs to be some kind of an product manager for building such kind of an product. And when we build a product in the normal digital world versus a product building in AI world is different, wherein you may have to identify, understand different areas, different hypotheses, different business canvas model in the case of AI world. So where AI can be applied, where AI cannot be applied, this product manager needs to take decision, needs to understand that. So that's another opportunity that AI is going to provide. The another area is, like, let's say someone has got a training data set. They have organized that particular data with the help of a data engineer. Then some model has been built upon that. Now the next important step is, how do I productionize this model? So building a POC for a AI is comparatively simple than making it productionized, where I need to have my pipelines establish, distinguish. So you might have heard about a concept or a term called as DevOps, which is a development and operation, where I am able to set up my pipeline leveraging Jenkins, Travis. I will have an automated build. All those things will happen. But in the when we look at ML, there is a little bit change over there, because what is happening is, I am training my model, and once the model is trained, I'm going to get production data. So I have to build a pipeline for getting continuous data. So the model has to retrain. There needs to be a feedback loop that needs to go to model. So this is called as AI ops or ML ops, and that's another emerging role that is coming up from an opportunity perspective. So if you look at, I spoke about six opportunities. One is about a research data scientist, uh, data and machine learning engineer, data scientist, AI data analyst, AI product manager, and ML ops engineer. The buck doesn't stop over here. There are more opportunities in this world. So, like, let's say if you have built an AI model, now if you want to make it like maybe in a better visual format, so business intelligence with respect to data science comes into picture, data analytics comes into picture. So there are n number of roles, and as industry is growing, more and more roles, more and more opportunities are coming. So I just touch upon this particular topic. This is a very huge and big topic. It cannot be covered in 15 minutes. But I thought I'll just give you a glimpse about what are the predictions in the AI world, and what are the emerging opportunities that are available to anyone and everyone. And I feel like a program like PG Diploma in Artificial Intelligence that Aditya sir talked about is going to be an important program, wherein you would be able to learn a lot of things about AI. And it is not just about building AI model. The program will help you to learn how you can aggregate data, how you can organize data, how you can uh, classify data, what is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning, what is deep learning. So all those things would be covered as a part of this particular course, which is, I would say, which is going to be very important and would act as a stepping stone for you when you are thinking about making your career in the area of data science and AI. Um, with this, I'll take a pause. If there are questions, I would be happy to answer those. but I know we are running against time. So Saket, back to you.
As I said, we have joined and we have requested them out of their busy life, and all are at that level where every minute of them counts very high. So he sir has been working with C-DAC in each capacity on this AI domain, and there could be no one better than him to explain about the trends, what he has, and the career opportunities around it. So the participants are of that region and that age group where they would have doubt around the career opportunities and the trends and how they should proceed on AI. So if someone has any doubt, we could quickly take it. They could type on chat. I've enabled the chat. If they want, they could type on chat.
Ravi would like to ask something. Ravi, please type on the chat your question.
Nitish Kumar is saying, sir, what are the prerequisite knowledge of language to learn artificial intelligence?
Yeah, so if you ask me about prerequisite, if I'm not wrong, the PG diploma artificial intelligence course would cover all those languages. But to just give you a high level understanding, you may need to know Python, you may need to know like language like R, but you have to be uh, learning statistical and linear algebra. So that's the crux of AI, because learning language, I see that as an enabler, but I think the base needs to be very concrete, and like just learning some kind of an uh, language for artificial intelligence, uh, it may not be able to provide you base. But if you ask me the simple question in brief, yes, the language is like a Python. You need to know Python. Role of product manager. Role of product manager, every product will need some kind of a product manager or a product owner who will define what exactly that product is all about, what needs to go in the product. And if we want to differentiate between a normal product and an AI product, there is a vast difference, and that's where the role of product manager comes into picture in the AI world, which is going to be different. Okay, I think I see another question. Saket, I'm not sure
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah.
are running out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. So guys, I could understand your curiosity, but the whole motive and the agenda around this webinar is not to address each and every perspective of AI, machine learning, and BI. And we are revolving and we have focused on around the trends and the career opportunities. So Balmukund and Balmukund and Nikhil, that could be addressed later on. You have our mail ID of C-DAC Patna. Sir, if you could address the doubt of Aman Raut, what are the current research areas in cloud where we can apply AI? And Ganesh Kumar is asking career opportunities of mechanical engineering and AI.
Saket, you can give them the link of the
Yes,
YouTube
sir.
webinar series where we
Yes,
have
sir.
addressed all those points. We
Surely,
have
sure.
whatever they're asking, that is there. The answers are there in this webinar series, which we had delivered almost 1 month back. So you can give them share them a link so they get benefited out of that particular link.
Yes, sir. Right. So I would share the link of the webinar series where these details have been already covered by various speakers. And regarding the doubt of career opportunities of electronics, electrical engineering, civil and mechanical uh, to progress in artificial intelligence and also according to MCA, but sir, I would like to move or build career in AI. So Dheeraj, Manish, Mukesh, for all of you, um, it is not that since I'm working in C-DAC, I'm saying this. The various, as Iot sir has said in talk, many of the high positions in different tech giants firm have been occupied by C-DAC alumni, and due to the USP that we provide trainers from different industries who are working real time on these technologies. And for AI, if I'm not wrong, all engineering graduates are allowed for it, and we have also opened the registration of it. So those who are interested, they could surely apply for it. And for your I would say it is really a boon for the students of this region that C-DAC Patna has started this PG diploma courses in AI and IoT. I'm just posting the link in the chat. So you could go on this link, have a look on the syllabus, the hours, the project work, and on this website, acts.cdac.in, you could go and register for the CCAT exam. And then C-DAC Patna is also organizing this diploma in AI and IoT. So it would be really means good for us, opportunity for us also to help you in every perspective. Rajan Kumar, as I've said earlier, mechanical engineering can also apply for AI. For the cyber security, we could discuss it later in the next talk.
Saket, is it
Yes,
okay
sir.
if I drop off? I have to jump on another.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yep. Thanks, Saket.
Thank you
Thanks,
for-
Aditya, sir. Have a good one.
Okay.
Okay.
So before our next speaker join in, as I'm seeing many of the queries related to the different branches of computers and different branches of engineering asking to switch to Python or artificial intelligence, you could surely move on. But Apurv Anand, first year student are not allowed. We have this is open only for those who are recently graduated or working in different domains or MTech graduate. Yeah, Shakti, it is not only job opportunity course, it is a high skilled advanced course which will make you a proficient and a huge AI expert if you are doing the course in AI. And then again, many of the companies visit us. So yes, one of the outcome is you would get placed in different different good companies across the world.
Yes, Ajay is asking about experience working in various projects. We are working at C-DAC also. Amol is a part of the IBM team. We are working on many huge projects on AI side. But at C-DAC also we are into a number of domains. One of the biggest domain on which we are trying to create here is basically to create an AI cloud, where we have recently developed one of the fastest supercomputer in this AI domain, and that is the one of the second. This is ranked as second in the world. And at Patna also we have developed AI-based scalable supercomputer. That already we are into that. We are also making the AI-based cloud. Then we are also working on the domains like NLP, natural language processing, particularly the speech side, speech technology side. Medical domain, we have multiple projects we are trying to build upon. Then for agriculture sector, particularly on the precision agriculture, we are providing a lot of solutions. And slowly the AI is occupying the space in almost all kind of developments. So there's a couple of years back, whatever development were happening, that was on the IT domain. Now slowly it is moving, and AI is occupying that space as well. So in every kind of application development, AI is used. So multiple things we are already having. If you can visit to see that inside, also we see that a lot of such applications are getting developed. So that is there. So you can have a look on that. So Saket, we have the next topic, please.
Yes, sir. So I would just again मैं हिंदी में भी बोल रहा हूँ चैट पे ये काफी आ रहा है so till the time our speaker joins in ये जो कोर्स हम बता रहे हैं C-DAC का PG diploma course, it is not what I am reading, that is why I am saying it is not a spam course, it is not only skill course. उस perspective और उस नजरिए से इसे नहीं देखना है. These are the C-DAC is not a small, it is a premier R&D organization, and we are the first organization who has developed supercomputer for India. So you could understand the credibility of ourselves, and we are continuously working for technology for human advancement in across domains. And education in training is one of the pillars, not only. And since we are working in R&D in across the domains, education and training has to be very good and quality wise very sound. So take that. It is not like any other course which you see online. So change your अपना perspective change करिए और उस नजरिए से देखिए इसे. और भी कुछ doubt होता है, you have contact number of C-DAC Patna and mail ID, you can surely ping us.
Third semester के नहीं है ये course. This is as Praveen was asking. This course is meant for engineering graduates. Once you become engineering graduates, then only you can take up this course. And into this course, you have to take up this entrance examination called C-DAC, and which has already been announced, and applications are on. So you have to appear for the entrance examination, and then if you qualify, then there is a merit list prepared, and based on the counseling, you will be allocated the center and the course. So that is there, and almost 15,000-20,000 people are applying for the cost of for the course, and we have almost 3,000 seats are available. So do prepare for the things. You have visit our website, see the kind of syllabus which we ask in the entrance examination. Prepare for that, and come out with the slide colors to join our course. And if you want to have some kind of understanding, if you are near to any of the C-DAC centers, you can visit us. You can see the kind of work what we are doing, kind of research we are undertaking, kind of equipment, kind of technology what we have developed, that you can have a look on that.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. You're audible.
This is Aditya Sinha here.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So we are waiting for you. Almost people are also waiting for you. You are keen to listen from you on this cybersecurity domain and the career opportunities on that domain.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
Okay, so participants, now next talk we have cybersecurity, where we have Colonel Indrajit Singh sir with us. He's holding different key position in technology in different companies as Chief Cybersecurity Officer in Vara Technologies and Cyberspace. He's also founder of iSafe, and it is really our privilege that you have given us 15 minutes of your time to share the evolving trends and career opportunities on cybersecurity. Over to you, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, to be to join the talk, and thank you, C-DAC Patna, for giving the opportunity to deliver the talk on this. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So it's a very important topic where the cybersecurity as a career is very important from any perspective. And while we talk of the cybersecurity career, it's important that what we want to practically do. There's so many opportunities, getting onto it, and what you can get into the cybersecurity. It's a big area where you can work on. And this is where we see that how the cybersecurity landscape is changing and what we practically do. So the cybersecurity landscape in last 1 to 2 years has been like every 11 seconds now. In fact, as per the last report, is 39 seconds. This year, the cyber attacks which are happening, or almost every 11 seconds, there's one cyber attack which is happening. So there's so many cyber attacks which are happening today. And while these cyber attacks are happening, it's the requirement of the people who are securing these networks, right, is equally very important. And since the time the COVID started, we are seeing cyber attack on the healthcare segment, cyber attack on your critical infrastructure, cyber attack on the the railway networks, your power grids, everywhere it was happening. The last cyber attack, which was most important, which happened on the oil pipeline in America, and also a meat producing company, right? So these are the kind of cyber attacks which happen. So to overcome these, what do? You require to have the skill sets, right? And the right kind of people who can actually safeguard you from these cyber attacks. Now, there is a growing demand for all the cybersecurity people. And actually, companies are starting to take information security very seriously. Earlier, this was not the priority area of everyone, right? And we are seeing that there's a high compensation demand also for all these security people, right? As compared to your IT, there's a lot of remuneration which you are getting it. There's a significant impact on the mission critical role if you're working with law enforcement agencies or a critical infrastructure. The field are diverse, right? You can get to make the rules wherever you are today. You can make your work meaningful, and you can be consistent and in the evolving challenges. So it's a real big benefit while you are working in the cybersecurity, domain. So who are the people who are hiring you? Starting from your security consultancies, banks and the financial institutions, nuclear power plants, your automobile companies, your aviation sector, critical infrastructure, telcos, law companies which are there, health sector, retail businesses, government, power grids, oil and gas, e-commerce company, law enforcement agencies which are there, big fours, transportation sector. And I think there's nothing which is left when it comes to the environment. And just see, this is the kind of job roles where you can get into these companies. And it's it's only that, you know what to do. And just to give you, what are you going to do if you're going to be hired by these companies? You should be aware of something. What are the threats? Then only you will be able to get into these jobs. So you have different threat actors like hacktivists or your organized crimes, your state-sponsored crimes, your script kiddies, your insider threats, right? And you have different methods to overcome them. And what are the different methods to overcome them? These all actually practically get into the DDoS attacks, the IoT attacks, the botnets, their SQL injection, their phishing sites, social engineering, spoofing, IoT hacking, malwares. So n number of things. These are the methods which all these threat actors are using to launch the attack. So it is becoming a complex situation to overcome, these attacks. And that is where the role of the cybersecurity professionals is become very important. And you can get onto that. So as per some figures, approximately 6 trillion is expected to be spent globally on the cybersecurity by 2021. And worldwide, jobs will reach by over 4 million by 2021. Just imagine, this is the kind of figure, right? IoT, OT security are going to be the mainstay for new kind of jobs. And the companies are going to hire a lot of people who are working in AI, endpoint security, your zero trust, and all the latest kind of securities which are coming up, right? And what is the challenge? There's a lack of challenge all across today. And this is an opportunity for you. It's a challenge for them, opportunity for you, because they don't have the workforce. So there's a shortage of the workforce altogether, right? So if you want to get into a cybersecurity career, you need to carry extensive research about cybersecurity before proceeding onto it, right? What you need to do is, what is the technology required to learn? What are the required experiences or the certifications? Because this is not being taught in all the colleges or schools which are there. Where you can get the cybersecurity experience? What are the technical and non-technical skills which are required? What are the career advancement opportunities which are available? So these are some of the questions which you should ask yourself while you're getting into it. And if you want to stay current in what are the cybersecurity, you need to be, be aware of the cloud security, cloud tools which are there, cloud computing. You should be aware of the AI, ML, advanced authentication techniques, your managed services which are there, information sharing analysis organization you should be aware of. So you should know what is how you should know how and what other technologies which are coming up. How you have to be ahead of the curve when it comes to the cybersecurity is there. So then only you will be able to get the jobs. And like I told you, there's a big challenge for the employers today, right? There's a dearth of the right kind of people. So what you need to do is, people don't have the experience. You require security certifications. You need to, get into those kind of jobs, right? And then only you will be able to place yourself and be there for the right kind of job altogether. And this is where you have to be importantly poised. So I'll just come on to when it comes to the career, when you pursue 12th class and you want to get onto it. So while you talk of the engineering courses, I will also recommend, get into the courses of diploma in cybersecurity or, B.Tech in cybersecurity, in addition to IT engineering, IT part. And if you're done the bachelor's and wanting to get into the master's, MCA is the most common which people do, but then there's the MBA in IT management, IT technology, MTech in the ME in MTech in IT technology, cybersecurity, postgraduate diploma in cybersecurity. So these are some of the structured, teaching which is being given by the colleges, right? And you can do the specialization that will help you land in different kind of cybersecurity. So you don't have to just be a hacker, right? You can be a cybersecurity management, risk management, compliance management, auditor, right? So there are so many numbers of job roles which are already available when it comes to the cybersecurity, right? You should be able to have the ability to do this problem solving, right? Since in the cybersecurity, these jobs are very demanding, right? Every minute there's some new challenge. Hackers are not sleeping. So remember that. If hackers are not sleeping, that means you have to be very active to safeguard the networks of the company where you are. And for that, you require strong analytical skills, right? You should be able to communicate with variety of people within your company as well as partner organizations, right? You should have the flexibility to do the multitasking in a fast-paced, tense environment. That's what, if you are being attacked by a ransomware, right? You should be able to, overcome those things in the fastest possible time. And as a cybersecurity expert, remember that integrity and dependability is the last thing required, since you have to safeguard the interests of the company you're working for. That is the most important part of it. So what do you need to for that? What are the things? What are the ingredients? You should be aware of some programming languages and scripts. Python is the most important today. JavaScript is another. Cross-site scripting is another. Networking protocols you should be very clear on. You should understand the common security threats. Then only you'll be able to overcome that. Develop the security schemes. While you're doing so, you should get certified by different organizations. Like I told you, not all education is taught in colleges. You need to learn on your own. So lots of things, lots of tools which are there, you need to work on and get onto them, right? Now, what all you can become. I will go from top down. You can become a CISO of a company, and not very difficult. You can become a cryptographer. You can become security, a forensic expert, incident responder. You can be a pen tester, security administrator, security analyst, architect, auditor, consultant, director, engineer, manager, software developer, specialist, and code auditor, vulnerability assessor. So just see the overall canvas which you have when you are getting into the cybersecurity space. So it's not just a cybersecurity expert. You can get into any of these fields, and you don't have to be a hacker. Like I told you, you don't have to be really a hacker to be into a cybersecurity space, right? So it gives you a huge kind of opportunity from the entry level, which I told you in the last slide, to the mid level and to the senior most top level. You can all be there. So just see the career progression which you have altogether in case you are getting to the cybersecurity space. So that's really phenomenal. Looking at any job roles which you pick up, and don't think you'll never reach the top. It may happen, just in 5 to 6 years, or it may happen in 15 years. It all depends on you. It all depends on your skills, how fast you do it. Right. Now, coming to some of the courses which you can do at an entry level, mid level, or the advanced level, is cybersecurity specialist or the cybercrime analyst and investigator. You can be there as an incident analyst, responder, and IT auditor. So these are the entry level things when you get into the job. At the mid level, you are the cyber analyst, you're the consultant, and a penetration and vulnerability tester, and lots more. Of course, there are lots of them. And at the top level, at advanced level, is manager, administrator, engineer, architect, right? So these are the career paths which are available if you take cybersecurity as the thing. And taking all these cyber roles and skills, what are the skills which are required for each role? So I've listed it down. You can take a snapshot of this. So for a network engineer, you need to have a particular type of skill set. It's not like one cybersecurity professional and you got everything in it. No, you need to know different kind of things for different roles. For a system engineer, if you want to get in, you need to know different kind of skill sets like server, storage, data center, cloud computing, network. Developer, you need to do the programming part of it, JavaScript, Python, database, analytics, right? Similarly, for the business analyst, you have to have different kind of, skill sets altogether, where you're talking about the process management, product management, project management, and requirement analysis, and those kind of things which are there. And also for the data analyst and the QA, quality assurance, the system QAs, network administrator. And just see, all of them have got a different skill sets. All of them are asking for different kind of knowledge, right? So you have to really pick and choose based on your capabilities today. Work on them to get into the cybersecurity domain. Say, for example, the system engineer itself, it's a network security, Linux, vulnerability assessment, firewalls, intrusion detection. So you should be aware of all those things, right? Now, when I come to the remuneration part of it, cyber gives you huge amount of salary for that matter. And different countries, I've just taken the analysis, like in US, you get $100,000, you get around 78,000 pounds, and UK, India is around 8.25 lakhs per annum. So this is the kind of salaries, the entry level salaries, which is kind of available when you talk of the cyber, right? Now, this is the same thing which I have tried to show, different kind of careers in the cybersecurity. If you're a system administrator, the median salary, was around 9.8 lakhs, and you had a different kind of skill set. If you are a information security manager, you had different kind of skill sets around 10 lakh $90,000 rupees, and also the cybersecurity architect around 19 lakhs 80,000. So if you look at them, they have different kind of courses what you have done, different kind of skills what they have taken. That is the power of the cybersecurity. So it is like you need to pick up courses, you need to pick up, different, skills yourself, and you can get into a very big courses and very big jobs altogether, right? Now, coming to the skills, that are important. Fundamentals of security, of course, is one, you should be aware of the Splunk, Kerberos, penetration testing, deep knowledge of the security principles. You should know the intrusion detection system, principles. Digital forensics, you should be knowing it. System forensics, you should be knowing it. Malware analysis and reverse engineering, advanced malware prevention solutions, integrity and discretions, you should be aware of. You should be aware of identifying the malicious code, application security, cloud security, risk analysis and mitigations, network protocol. So huge set of things you should know. So while I'm saying it may be looking very confusing to you, but then it is like it's all doable, right? And some of the core cyber jobs which you should know, they are the information security or the information system, Linux, these are the key skills into the vulnerability assessment, Unix, Python, project management, information assurance, and some of the cyber enabled jobs. What you require the key skills as, info security, information systems, network security, Linux, Cisco, you should be knowing of the firewalls and the network routers and the switches, system administration, SQL, you should be aware of, technical support, project management, and the customer security services. So some of the skills which are required for the cybersecurity job, and for the risk and automation, similarly, you require to know different skill sets. So these are the high demand skills in the cybersecurity. For the risk, you should be aware of. For the automation, these are the kind of languages, if you can do it, nothing like it. If you're aware of the Python, Perl, JavaScript, Splunk, Corbett framework, Microsoft PowerShell, C, C++, Ruby, PHP, and SQL. So if you're aware of those, if you're not aware, try and learn them, right? And cyber certifications are the key to success in this. And 96% of the IT leaders believe that cyber certifications are valued in any organization, right? So if you go with that, you will be really taken care of. You'll be appreciated for whatever work you're doing there, right? And these certifications practically help a lot of organizations to bridge the skill gap. So do these certification, it will be good to you. And just one sec. Yeah. And AI is a big challenge and big thing. So if you're working in the AI in cybersecurity is one big area. If you're able to get onto it, just go on and do that AI in the cybersecurity, right? So while you do all these courses, remember this, that some of the courses which you can pick up initially, you can do CEH, that's a ethical hacking course, cybersecurity professional courses. Also, you can get into the mid-level if you want to get onto the CCNA security, CEH, CISA. CISA is a cybersecurity auditor tool. Then CSSP, CSM, and CASP. And similarly, if you're at a senior level, similar kind of skill sets are required. So all those kind of courses, you can do it to skill yourself and get into a job, right? So I think I've taken a couple of minutes more. I'll stop here. Should you have any questions, I'll love to take them on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this insightful talk, which has covered every horizon of cybersecurity, starting from the certifications which students should go on, the BTech courses and tech courses, and the jobs, every level of jobs, and each tier jobs you have explained thoroughly. Thank you for your thoughts, sir. Now we could take questions. Participants, you can put on your questions in chat, and we'll have 2 minutes for that.
Yes, please. So anybody wants to ask any question, just put in the chat. I think we'll take that up. So there's one question. He's asking Ajay Ram that what is a ransomware and how can you protect yourself from the ransomware attack? Ransomware attack is a kind of a malware attack where your systems are compromised, your data gets encrypted, and the hacker is going to ask money for these kind of attacks, for giving you the decryption key, right? So primarily, these attacks are launched using the phishing, or they are launched using the RDP, that's a remote desktop protocol. So what you should do is never click on any email what you're getting, right? So that you land up with a phishing attack, because phishing mails are the primary mode of launching this ransomware attack. Even they come through the PDF downloads what you do it most often, right? So to protect yourself, one, have a anti-malware in your machines. Also have antivirus in your machines. Don't click on any of the links in the website. Don't download if it is not required, and you have to secure yourself. So that is the ransomware, and ransomware attack is like I was telling you, the Colonial Pipeline. They asked almost $4.5 million to give the data back. So that is what they're trying to do, right? So this is about the ransomware. So the other questions which are there is.
Sir, 1 minute. Actually, we had conducted one webinar series on this introduction to cybersecurity and all. It is available on YouTube. So link would be sent to their mail. They can have introductory information about cybersecurity things. It is almost 8 hours video which is available to them to understand the basics about the cybersecurity. So all those answers what they have on that technological side, that would be available there. Sir, please over to you, sir.
Yeah, wonderful. I think Ajay, you can get on to take the link and have a look at those, videos.
So participants, why we are saying this is the overall motive was, as sir has thoroughly covered also, that current opportunities around cybersecurity. So you would have surely looked after it, and the questions related to it could be answered, like if Hassan is asking, after MCA I have 3 years gap, after doing course from C-DAC will I get placed? See, the placement is not a guaranteed thing in any course. It depends wholly on your quality of dedication towards it. But yes, the course which you are given here are of NSQF level 8, and the industry experts train you. So the chances are high, but again, it depends on the candidate. And the questions related to the current security, privacy threats, and all the technical aspects, it would not, the time is not enough for sir to explain you everything. We would share you the link, and there you could get it. I want to become ethical hacker. What is the experience in education level? Sir has already told about the different certifications at different level of your education, and that would help you, Manohar. Yeah, Mohammed Jishan, the courses are costly, but again, it is worth, I think. So I don't think any alternative for the cost of those courses would be there. But again, they are worth the knowledge and the placement, the package you get. Okay, sir. So we would end the session here.
Yeah.
And for other queries to participants, I would post on the chat box. Thank you for your precious time, sir. It was
thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you very much for hosting me. And God bless you. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye.
And now we have Mr. Chandrasekhar, sir, from SCL Technologies, who is technical lead in IoT department. Sir, I would like you to kindly take over. Yeah. So all the participants, I would be answering your queries for related to career and certifications after this session. So kindly hold on.
Okay, then thank you, Indrajit sir, for making us aware about information security. Myself, Chandrasekhar Kumar, And today I am going to explain about what is the Internet of Things, what is the expect, and like how we are going to choose it as a career, and from where we can start. So before going to slides, I just wanted to explain you something about Internet of Things. So when I say Internet of Things, so it is not that much clear. But if I say Internet of Device or a device with Internet, then it makes sense. Which means like we have many devices around us, and those devices are not smart right now. But this, if we install IoT platform into those devices, then that devices will become a smart device. And from here, this IoT comes. So, okay, then let us begin this discussion in the slide. So, what is the IoT? So, in Wikipedia, the definition is that the definition is the Internet of Things, also called Internet of Objects, refers to a wireless network between objects. Usually, the network will be wireless and self-configured, such as household appliances. By embedding short-range mobile transceiver into a wide area of additional gadgets and every item, enabling new forms of communication between people and things, and between things themselves. And another definition for IoT is the terms of Internet of Things has come to describe a number of technologies and researches discipline that enables the Internet to reach out into the real world of physical objects. Things having identity and virtual personalities operating in a smart space using intelligent interface to connect and communicate within social environments. So, like from any time, any place connectivity to anyone, we will now have connectivity for everything, which means like if our devices will be IoT installed, then we can reach these devices at any time, any place. Like means like we have the devices, and we right now we cannot connect to those devices. But if we install those devices in IoT, then the devices will be accessible anytime, any place, and anything can be connected. Like all devices like AC, freeze, regulator, cars, automobiles, everything can be connected if we install IoT into it. So, like an example, like we can access them in daytime, we can access them in night. If we are outdoor, also we can access. If we are moving, traveling, then also we can access any place. That means at any place we can access, like indoor or outdoor, and anything connection or anything can be connected, like between the species, between the humans, and between things to humans and things to things. When it comes to things, then it becomes an interesting portion. Here, IoT plays a major role when the things can be connected to other things. How this device is taking decision and how this intelligence come to this device. That that how these devices are becoming intelligent. That depends like how we are giving data into those devices. Like here, it is important to note that there is a direct correlation between the input, like what the data we give it to them, and the output, the wisdom they perform the given data. The more data is created, the more knowledge and wisdom people can obtain. IoT dramatically increases the amount of data available for us to process. This, coupled with the internet ability to communicate this data, will enable people to advance even further. That means these devices are becoming more intelligent. How they are becoming more intelligent? Because we provide data to them. the more data we provide to them, the more they will become intelligent. And they are now ready to take decisions on the data which we have provided. So the wisdom we have provided to them and the data we have provided to them. So, like how IoT is going to accelerate, or what is the factors the IoT is going to become a future in our day-to-day life or uh, our environment, how they are going to impact. So the main factor is the microcontroller prices and performance. Like this IoT having 5 components, we can say, like microcontroller, sensor, and cloud-based software, wireless connectivity, and application development. These are all 5 factors which will drive IoT and accelerate these things. Like the more performing microcontrollers we have, the more we have accurate IoT devices. The sensor we have more accurate, and the more advanced sensor will make the device IoT more powerful. And how this devices is going to take the data is taking the data on cloud-based infrastructure. That means if we have more robust client-based infrastructure, that means it will accelerate more. And and these IoT devices will connect to central server via an common IoT-based application. So application development will be another factor for this IoT. So the more enhanced application or the more simple or more powerful application, then the IoT will accelerate more. Or we have a very good devices in coming future and more IoT accelerated devices. Another factor is wireless communicate. So wireless connectivity means like these devices will not be connected to another device or to the human or to the server via any cable. We are connected to wireless protocol. That means the wireless bandwidth and wireless connectivity will play a major role in IoT acceleration in the future. So as we can see that, uh, like we are having continuous growth in the people who are using internet and who are using these IoT devices. If we see 2003 data, then we can see like 6.3 billion humans were using this, and 2011, 7 billion users have been using it, and 2020 it is 7.6 billion. So every day, the new users is growing, and this IoT field is growing even faster because we are all now dependent to internet, and we want very fast and very accelerated environment within us. So why? Why Internet of Things? Why IoT is required? So why IoT is required? So for dynamic control of industry and daily life, like when I just take an example and I will just explain the first point, dynamic control of industry and daily life. Let us take an example, industry which is running manually, okay, and one industry which is running with IoT. That means industry with IoT and industry without IoT. Like what happens with IoT, if we go without IoT, then it has a limited bandwidth of working, like from morning 10 to 7. But if it goes with IoT devices installed, then we can use resources properly, and we can set the timing of working industries, and it will definitely going to be become more productive when we have industry with IoT installed. And that's the second point is improve the resource utilization ratio. Definitely is going to improve the resource utilization because man can work from 10 to 7, but a machine can work 24 hours. And if the machine is controlled by an IoT device, then definitely the resource utilization will be more and will be more perfect. Better relationship between humans and nature. That means sometimes what happens in industries, like many resources are waste, like electricity and water are waste, because man have a limited capacity and man have a limited communication. So, but when the device, IoT devices will be installed in those industries, then definitely power consumption will be saved and water and all many resources will be saved, and definitely is going to put a great role in pollution and control the pollution in environment. So, forming an intelligent entity by integrating human society and physical system definitely is the main factor for the IoT, that it will integrate the physical system with the human, so that the human can control this physical system and save lot of effort and energy. So why IoT is required? So why IoT is required? Universal transporting and internet working. That means our goods, we can track our goods, we can check the delivery of our goods, and that's why it will play a major role in universal transport, accessibility and usability. That means the thing can be accessed anywhere, anytime, which I have already explained in the earlier slide. Acts as a technology integrator. Definitely, it is acting as a technology integrator. So, what is the opportunity? Like, what are all area is going to affect? Okay. So, what all area is going to affect? So, consumer, retail, medical, military, industrial, automotive, and environmental and agriculture. These are all area is going to impact and are going to change their working style for the IoT devices. Like I just take an example, one medical case. I take an example and try to explain the IoT case. Like just take a case, a man without IoT device, a man with IoT device. Like if this man is having some serious illness of heart attack, and if this man is outdoors, in that case, like the family member and other member will not be aware of the health of this man, and it will be a great risk if the man goes outdoor and if the heart attack chance is there. Then medical emergencies and hospital contact and other factors will be very much delayed in this case. But take a case when the man with IoT device, what happens? Now the IoT device comes as a hand wrist. So these devices will regularly check and monitor the man health. So in that case, what happens? Like when the pulse and it observes some irregularities between the data, then it will immediately call or contact the family member and nearby hospitals, and there will be no delay in accessing those facilities which this person requires. That means we are moving to a better future with IoT devices. In military, we already know that there are many drones, smart drones are there, which is already military is using for transpassing of the Indian border. Industrial, I have already explained, like there will be a great change in industry, and there will be a very good profit in industrial area if they install IoT devices. Automotive, that traffic and all, definitely. And environmental and agriculture, they will be impacted by this IoT area. So I just take an example here. So here, like I just take an example, like one house which is smart and another house which is not smart. Like we usually move from the house, and sometimes like the house, there is nobody in the house. If it is not a smart house and suddenly some gas cylinder leaks, in that case, what happens? There is nobody and there is a high risk of damage. But consider if this house is a smart house, in that case, what happens? If the gas leaks, the installed IoT device sends the gas, and what it does, it contacts the house owner and the fire alarm, and it informs those two members that about the current situation and about the gas leak, and definitely there will be a very low damage in that scenario. So definitely. So that means if we are moving to IoT devices or IoT feature, definitely we are going to ease our daily life and daily living standards. So in the same case, if the like store, if the shopping store is having IoT installed, then what happens? It will become a smarter environment for purchasing and monitoring those things. That means now the items will be a smart items and they can sell themselves. So how it happens? Like it is like there will be a gradual change. Like initially it was started with an RFID sensor where this time the RFID is bigger, and what happens? It is less performing. Then we move to the another sensor and smart tech. Now we are at nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is very fast, very efficient, and very small, easy to install into any area. So it is growing. So what are all challenges for the IoT? Definitely, each stream has their own challenge. This IoT is having their own challenge. So what is the challenge? Technological standardization in most areas are still remains fragmented. Managing and fostering rapid innovation is a challenge to the government. Privacy and security. When we are connected to internet, then definitely there is an open risk of privacy and security. A sense of governance. That means if IoT devices are kept without governance, then how it's going to behave and how they will behave. That is still a challenge area. And vulnerability of internet attack. Definitely, when we are connected to internet, then definitely we are vulnerable to internet attack. So what is the future of IoT? So IoT is having a very wide future in all areas. It's going to impact like logistics, production, traffic, daily life, resource, power control, retailing. Every area is going to impact, and we will definitely see new changes in coming future that IoT devices are installed. I just take an example like a traffic issue. Like we can see like people process the traffic light, and they used to violate the traffic rules. If just take a case, if each traffic light is having installed the IoT devices with camera capability as a sensor, then what happens? It will catch those person who is violating the rule, and those data will be moved to centralized server with an IoT interface, and these data will be a challan for them who violates the rule. Like this is an example for traffic issues. So what are all areas it's going to affect? Then enterprise, home and government. Enterprise Internet of Things will be a better and large area among the three. Around 2019, we are expecting 40% on 9.1 billion devices, which is already estimated. So with IoT, you do not need to go online because your environment is already there serving you. So if we do not need to be online, then IoT will eliminate the internet online. That means like we have to be online nowadays. When IoT comes, there is nothing like online because we always become online 24 hours. So this is all from my side. Before completing this, I just wanted to say some words. First, I thankful to all respective C-DAC member who gave me a chance to explain this one topic, and the audience and the students. And finally, I put some words in Hindi to students. So जैसा कि हमें पता है लाइक स्टूडेंट्स जो अभी ग्रेजुएट हैं या फिर ग्रेजुएशन कर रहे हैं, तो ये IoT एक नया और काफी बूमिंग टेक्नोलॉजी है जो फ्यूचर में काफी अच्छा स्कोप है इसका और काफी अच्छा एज ए करियर ओरिएंटेड रहेगा। तो और C-DAC ये प्रोवाइड करा रही है और नए स्ट्रीम की तरह, और इनके पास हाईली स्किल्ड ट्यूटर हैं, प्रोफेसर हैं जो कि IoT के बारे में अच्छे ढंग से ट्रेनिंग देंगे। तो और they have a chance for placement also, so placement opportunities भी है. तो ये काफी अच्छा स्ट्रीम रहेगा चुनने के लिए और इसमें काफी स्कोप है एज ए करियर. और जैसा कि मैं पर्सनली एक चीज बताता हूँ, जैसे मेरी भी प्लेसमेंट C-DAC से ही हुई थी, तो आई बिलीव ऑन इट. ये काफी अच्छा स्ट्रीम है और काफी बढ़िया है. तो नियर फ्यूचर में इसका बहुत ही ज्यादा स्कोप है, मेडिकल एरियाज हो या फिर हाउस होल्ड या कहीं पे भी हो. तो इट विल बी अ बेस्ट ऑप्शन फॉर फॉर द स्टूडेंट आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन. एंड सबसे अच्छी बात है कि आपको अपने स्टेट से बाहर जाना नहीं पड़ेगा, तो ये आपके खुद के स्टेट में है, तो इट इज वेरी कन्वीनियंट और एफोर्डेबल रहेगा आपके लिए अगर आप इसे चुनते हो तो. That is all from my side, Saket. So anything, any question is there, then I will definitely answer them.
Surely, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your thoughts on basics of IoT and the trends in IoT, and also covering the aspects of joining the IoT courses of PG Diploma in IoT. Thank you very much for your thoughts, sir. Now I have opened the chat for the participants. If you have anything, you could ask on IoT or the career opportunities around any technologies which we have covered today. And then we will end the session for the day at this. So this is another webinar which we are also organizing in IoT, and it is also scheduled from 17 July. Participation is free of cost. 5-day webinar where we would be covering digital twin, industry 4.0, IoT in smart city, IoT in robotics, and IoT and AI convergence. You could go at our website patna.ca.in IoT web and register there. So it is a free webinar, and it is, again, if you could see the experts from different R&D experts, associate directors, senior analysts are joining in to share their thoughts on this. The question of what is the scope of IoT in electronic branch, civil branch, see Satyam and Ajit to all. Many of the technologies, in fact, all in this scenario are converging. So you don't have to limit your mind that if I've done my BTech from a particular stream, I can't switch it. You can always, and it is necessary, in fact, it is necessary for today's world that we converge different technologies and then make something which is better for society. So yes, you could surely, electronics and civil and all of you could surely register for these courses at acts.cda.in and apply for it, for AI and IoT. All the courses which are run by C-DAC have been published here on this link. And Patna is running IoT course in IoT, PG Diploma courses in IoT and AI. So for that, you could contact us. I am putting on the email ID. For all of your references. So thank you for the participation, guys. We would again join in tomorrow at 11:30 with the same link. And the talk would be on blockchain, data science, and related career opportunities on advanced technology, and then robotics. So these 4 are the talks for tomorrow. Thank you again.